Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your February the 5th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. If you need to reach me, you can do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com, or just leave a message or comment down below, and I will respond as soon as I see it. Okay, it looks like a tongue-tied morning, but let's go ahead and get into the meditation regardless. See what we have here. All right, the title: Harmony and Our Common Good. We can come to these relationships in a spirit of harmony and love, or from a place of suspicion and fear. That's taken from Guiding Principles, Tradition 12, in Service. In any society, including Narcotics Anonymous, there's a natural tension between addressing the common good and getting our individual needs met. That tension may be more pronounced in a society made up of addicts who are trying to stay clean. We each live at the center of our own world, each with our own intricate history and collection of uniquely expressed defects of character and assets too, lest we forget. The delivery of our NA message of hope depends in part upon the relationships that we create, nurture, and sustain among us. This is an extraordinary and sublimely beautiful challenge. I like that. Unity takes up this challenge for the common good of NA. This means we prioritize carrying the NA message over our individual desires and our personal opinions of other members. We commit to the conscious action of coming together for a common cause. We serve with members we dislike or have valid cause to distrust, as well as those we find appealing and trustworthy. Note to self, come back to that. Harmony is the recognition and appreciation that there's reverence and beauty in facing the challenges to unity. It's what we mean when we say, I get to practice unity instead of I have to, or we don't practice it and we run the risk of alienating our fellows. Harmony emerges when we practice unity despite our differences, and we try to do this with a sense of serenity and peacefulness. It's the essence of we don't have to like each other to work together, but we have to love each other. In service, conflicts sometimes arise. Aggression and retreat are absolutely natural reactions in the face of conflict, but they don't solve it. It takes effort to practice the principles of love, compassion, and understanding in harmony with unity, responsibility, and interdependence. I will look for opportunities, especially in service work, where I can bring a spirit of harmony to my relationships. I get to do this. I get to. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Powerful meditation talking about harmony and our common good. I like that it's balanced because it does talk to me about the essence of unity requiring practice. It's not something that, as I shared earlier in the week, it's not something that we come by naturally. We're very self-obsessed naturally. We're very self-concerned naturally. And we're very self-caring naturally. It's innate to want to take care of oneself So when it comes to interaction with other people, we find that sometimes it is not the first thing on our mind to want to accommodate the opinions of other individuals. It's just not. It takes practice. This first tradition of ours, as far as the unity, it's talking here about tradition 12 in service, but before we can get there, we have to get to the unity, right? Our unity must come first. And so that is tradition 1. And when we're talking about that, we have to have a state of mind that says, I may not get it perfect all the time. However, it's on my list now. It's on my to-do list now to practice unity instead of being consumed with myself, my preferences, my opinions, especially in the atmosphere of service, especially in the group. I need to practice unity because the only eyes that I'm going to be able to authentically claim that I can see through are my own. So I'm never offended when someone is verbalizing their own opinion and it doesn't agree with my own. I'm never offended by that because that is quite natural. However, in this atmosphere of recovery, it is, while it's natural, it's not suggested that everything we do is based on one person. One person should never have all the power of the decision making. But sometimes, because other people are exhausted, burned out, feeling alienated, just tired of the drama, they're not interested in even raising their hand or considering doing service anymore. And so one person may hold a certain position far longer than it was written for them to hold it. Some positions are 6 months, some are a year, whatever the group decides the length of term is for a person to hold a certain position. They may find themselves year after year after year doing the same thing because no one else wants to step up. However, then the group becomes antagonistic with the individual about everything is about them and what they want, but no one else is helping them carry the weight, right? So it's two-sided. I never get offended when someone is expressing themselves about how they feel because I understand that it's a we program and I have the right to also express my opinion and be heard. I do not have the right, however, to expect everything to go the way that I see it. The thing about conflict in relationship is that we have a choice about how we display or respond to the conflict. The conflict doesn't go away just because I decide I want to practice unity. I may still actually have a problem with the way that we decide to go about something. I may still have a problem with that. But the spirit of the 12th tradition, this service, this goodwill in service, the spirit of harmony and love allows me to respond in such a way that does not act suspicious or fearful or cause suspicion and fear. This is a very deep, I would say, a very deep meditation, but it's one that we need to be mindful of. It's one that we all need to be mindful of because many of us are doing service and feeling the weight of people not liking us. However, these are the same people that are not participating, right? They want the benefits of the service, but they don't want the practice or the work of the service. And so sometimes you feel aggression, you feel that dissonance in the meeting because of how the people that are actually carrying the weight, doing the service, are being treated. It becomes us against them. And you never want that. This is going to challenge the unity of the group, and you never want that. And someone has to be the bigger person and step in and say, we need to be more unified. We need to practice unity. We need people that will show up at business meetings and be a part of the decision making, the vote, and not just leave it to the GSR and the treasurer and the secretary to meet, or maybe just the GSR. Maybe the business meeting isn't even happening anymore because no one is showing up. That my suggestion would be to go to Zoom and allow people to show up at the business meeting on Zoom. And you might find that you'll get a higher level of attendance and still be able to accomplish the work. And it'll be more organized because people will have to raise their hand to comment. And I think you can even take polls right there in the Zoom platform, votes, right? And so when a decision comes down from the service committees, we should honor that. If you didn't show up to be a part of the vote, what are you complaining about? That's all I'm saying is let's practice unity. Let's have a spirit of harmony and love and not suspicion and fear. And if there's something that's going on that you don't like, roll your sleeves up, get to the next meeting that is planned, and let your voice be heard in a manner that shows goodwill. My name is Mighty Stream. I hope that has been helpful. I know you can see or hear that I take this very personal. I've been in the shoes here on that particular topic. And I hope that you'll take it to heart and figure out where you're at on this meditation on your own. And I hope that what I've said has been helpful. I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to, and I will be talking to you tomorrow.